Well, good morning, humanity. It's October 26th, 2020. And guess what? It's your favorite time of the week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, my name's Paul.
Good morning, everybody. This is Bev.
That's right, Bev. It's our favorite time of the week, right? Because we're with you.
Yes.
And we're also with Michelle. Michelle's over here in the corner watching what we're doing. We have a spy today.
I know.
Here, maybe I can show her.
Oh,
There she is. Hi.
Hi, Michelle.
All right. So, how's everybody today? We're going to talk a little bit about our workshop that we did last week. It was a great workshop. We're going to talk some more about it and move into a little more depth about can BioTouch help with breast cancer. But first thing we want to talk about is the virtual training that we did, and we want to tell you all how it works and how you can sign up, right? So here's our class. It was an awesome class.
It was.
Yeah, and it went everywhere from coast to coast and Texas in between. Yeah, we had New York, San Diego, Chicago. I mean, these classes are just getting to be awesome, you know.
They are.
And it's a 7-hour class. But tell us what one of the participants said in
Oh,
the
yes.
class.
We were in our breakout rooms learning specific sets of points, and she says, I just cannot believe how quickly the time has gone today. I was really kind of anxious yesterday because I thought, oh my gosh, 7 hours in front of a computer. I'm just going to be bored. I'm going to fall asleep. And I just looked at the clock and it's already 3 o'clock. She says, oh my gosh, it's just flown by. She says, I guess it's true. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, and we hear that a lot. So what happens in these classes is they're 7 hours, and we can give 8 continuing education credits. So any of you who are a massage therapist, a doula, a nurse, for $60 you get all those credits, and it really is engaging. It's like we have numerous instructors with us. We show some points. We talk about some of the aspects of the foundation and the technique. We go over the history, we go over the research, but it's back and forth and there's movement. And then we break out into rooms and we practice the points and we come back together and we take breaks and we have a lunch break. And yeah, it's an awesome, awesome experience.
Yeah.
So
And we always have fun, don't
we
we?
do. We have fun. BioTouch
Yeah.
is fun. It's not
Yeah.
about mundane, have to center yourselves, breathe through your navel and out through the top of your head and bring it out the fingers and move it around. And, you know, that's all fine and good if you know how to do that. But if you don't, you can still do BioTouch. And
It's
that's
about
what's
being
fun.
human.
Yep. And one of the participants brought their mother to work on.
Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah, so we were able to watch her do it on somebody else. So that's even better if you bring somebody to work on. And
Yeah. And what's really cool? Mom got a full
yeah, right.
BioTouch session,
Yeah.
during that time. It was amazing.
So we encourage you all to sign up for some of our classes. Go to justtouch.com, and up on top it says Learn BioTouch, and choose one of the classes. Our next one is it's on a Tuesday this time, 9 to 4:30, and it will be on November 17th. So, and then pretty soon in November, we're also starting our very first certification program online.
Oh boy.
Yes, oh boy, we love this online stuff. It's like
I,
it's so expansive for us. It can go
yeah,
globally.
yeah. It
So,
fits our
yeah,
vision, doesn't it?
yes, our vision is to get BioTouch into every hut on the planet,
Yeah.
and everybody on the planet maybe is not dealing with breast cancer, but they are dealing with some form of stress or health condition. I mean, just living in a body could be
Yeah.
stressful. I mean,
Yeah.
that's ancient teachings.
Right.
What's the noble truth? It's the noble truth of suffering.
Suffering. Yes, indeed.
So, some of the points that came up with Rhonda's presentation when she had breast cancer, uh, the loneliness and the fear and the inability of the friends to know what to do, the franticness of somebody who, a friend of theirs who's suffering. So you were talking about how that's just something common for everybody, yeah?
Oh, I think so. I think in our journey in this body, we're going to have times in dis-ease, whatever that is, that I think the loneliness is inherent also. And then when we go down that path, it just kind of seems to increase and expand that, oh my gosh, there's, there's nobody. I guess the truth is there's nobody that can actually help you. Maybe that's why biotouch is so important, because the body by itself is fully capable of that healing process. But it also reminds us that we're not meant to be separated.
Yeah.
We're one great humanity. And when we feel loneliness, it's interesting because it's not just us who are going through that. It's the ones that care about us
Right.
that
Right.
are feeling helpless to go on that journey with us. It's just an amazing dynamic that starts to happen. And then, of course, in the midst of all of that is what? Fear of the unknown. And I always think this is one of the gifts of BioTouch. We may not know where this is going to end for us or if it's going to end, but the hope, the unlimited possibilities that BioTouch offers us in that journey is really makes a difference in the quality of our experience in that. So, I was just reminded in Rondi's presentation how we each have all felt that the loneliness, the fear, the helplessness.
That always reminds me of the situation with my mother, where in an emergency, they had to do open heart surgery. They didn't get enough blood to her brain. She died on the operating table. They brought her back to life, did a triple bypass, said if she lived, she'd be a vegetable. And I immediately flew from Hawaii to Denver and just went in and worked right in ICU, right while she's in a coma, hooked up to machines, worked on her 3 times a day, And the amazing thing was she was on very little medication during all that time, metabolic medications. If her blood pressure went wacko, I would work on that to watch the machine come to normal. But more important, what I really learned in those waiting rooms and watching all the people there with their loved ones was their hopelessness and their
Mhm.
fear and their inability to have anything to do. You're helpless, hopeless and helpless.
Right.
And I just realized how important my life work was to get BioTouch to all families. So in those kinds of situations, you at least had something to do. I didn't know if it was going to help her or not, but I had something I could do.
Right.
And the
Right.
short of that story was, 6 months later, she's walking on a beach in Hawaii.
I
So, and didn't
know.
do anything else except BioTouch. But, that wasn't an expectation as much as my opportunity to uh, help myself,
Oh
where I
gosh,
wasn't
yes.
frantic and suffering myself. So just doing the greeting with her helped me relax and be able to work with the medical profession. And it was part, BioTouch and the medical. It wasn't just
Yeah.
BioTouch. It was a good
No.
complement.
But that reminds us, just in you giving her that greeting, that connectedness that you felt. I've had just recently somebody that has shared with me what they're going through. And I got to tell you, when she started describing some of her issues, I, I immediately said, oh my gosh, I've got something that I can do with you that will help. And the hope in her was so wonderful. She's like, oh gosh, that would be amazing. And I felt in myself, wow, I'm with BioTouch, I am able to say to somebody, there's hope for you. We don't know what's going to happen, but we can do something
Right.
we can come together and practice biotouch, and right there's the hope.
And that hope moves into why the research that we did is so important in situations like cancer and even this virus. Because what we found with Dr. Kenna Stevenson, a medical doctor at the University of Texas at Tyler, who did some extensive research, also did hormonal testing, blood spot testing, saliva testing, questionnaires, and found that BioTouch actually raised what she called, and we're going to show it here, interleukin 12 levels. And you see that on the bottom right. And it's that interleukin 12 level, as I've looked it up, is considered an immunotherapy agent that helps build the immune system. It increases the activity of genes that fight infection and cancer and promote healthy aging. And she found if you put BioTouch into that chronic stress cycle, that is one of the things that we can improve is our immune system function, besides our cortisol circadian rhythm patterns, and build our cortisol levels when they're should be high, they're high when they should be low, so it regulates the rhythm of that. Just that interleukin
Just
12, it
you,
it's
you,
like, eh,
I when the first time I heard that, I saw that stress set and heard about that research with Kenna, what really kind of got my attention was the fact that I also found out that, because I knew nothing about interleukin 12, but I was told that that particular enzyme, hormone, whatever it is only at this point can only be created by the body itself. You can't take a magic pill to lift those um, levels in the body. And so I thought, you mean just by doing biotouch in those women in that research, that those levels of interleukin 12 rose in them to fight? That just blew me away.
yeah, it was. Yeah, and all that research is online.
Yeah.
JustTouch.com. Go to the top research. You know what's interesting? It's just recently that I saw that National Institute of Health is the one who defined interleukin 12 as an immunotherapy agent, appears to
Yeah.
be an immunotherapy agent.
Therapy agent.
And I just saw this drug commercial just
Huh.
the other day, and they're talking about immunotherapy. These drugs are working at and I'm like, we're on the cutting edge here with BioTouch,
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
and no side effects. So
Right.
maybe they are finding drugs now that can boost our immunotherapy agents or whatever that is. I don't understand. But here's BioTouch that was shown through the research to raise those levels of interleukin 12 without side effects. So it
Right.
can't hurt to try it, and you're breaking that stress cycle. You're helping the body get stronger, deal with all the stressors in life. And our job here is just to teach you how to do it. I mean, we just every week now, we just want you all to go home and try it with one another. So we use these little Monday shows to teach you, and we're going to teach you how to do the metabolism set, which helps the body assimilate what it needs. So, you could be eating all the right things and taking all the right medications or supplements, but your body's not assimilating it. It's just going in and going out. Well, BioTouch helps us assimilate what we need, what this body needs, which is different from anybody. That's why we don't diagnose or recommend. And it helps the body get rid of what it doesn't need. So all these little foreign particles in there, that's what Kenna described interleukin 12 as, like this little Pac-Man that goes around and encapsulates cancer. And we've had some testimonials with that about people who'd had cancer. They went in, they'd been getting BioTouch for years. They got a colon cancer. They went in and it was encapsulated, and they were able to take out the cancer growth, and it was nowhere else in the body. So that's from what I understand. Interleukin 12 helps our body deal with these
Right.
foreign cancers. So let's show us the metabolism, and then we'll be right back.
The metabolism set can be used to help the body assimilate what it needs and eliminate what it doesn't need. The metabolism set has 2 steps. Step 1 involves touching points in matching fire along the large muscles on the front of the neck. Points 1 and 1 are located above the collarbone in the soft indentations on both sides of the notch at the top of the breastbone. Points 2 and 2 are halfway up the neck on the front of the large muscles. Points 3 and 3 are at the top of the neck on the front of the large muscles. The second step involves holding a point on the front of the body and touching points next to the spine on the back. Hold point X on the front of the body is on a line directly between where the nipples would be on a youth and is 1 to 2 inches to the left of the breastbone. Another way to find X is 1/3 of the way up the breastbone from greeting point 1 and 1 to 2 inches to the left of the breastbone. The points on the back are located next to the spine, forming a rectangle around the breakover point. The breakover point is where the bottom of the rib cage joins the spine and can be found by imagining a line directly through the body from greeting point 1. To perform step 2, find hold point X on the front of the body and touch points 1 through 4 on the back. Point 1 is approximately 1 to 2 inches up from the breakover point on the left spine muscle. Point 2 is directly across from point 1 on the right spine muscle. Point 3 is 2 to 3 inches below the breakover point on the right spine muscle. Point 4 is used to address blood sugar problems and is added to the other metabolism points when needed. It is located across from point 3 on the left spine muscle.
There you go, folks. That was quite simple. And if it blipped out on your Facebook post, we will be reposting it, and we'll also be sending this to you in an email. And it's on our YouTube site, BioTouch Healing. It's on our Vimeo, BioTouch Healing. It's on our website, justtouch.com. Mondays. It's everywhere.
We've got you covered.
We got you covered, and you can download it. You can send it to people. Send it to somebody right after you send some kind of a joke. Send BioTouch next, just let's get it out there, just like we pass around all kinds of stuff. So, well, do you have anything else about this?
No, I just would encourage everybody. We have a health condition workshop every 4th Thursday of the month. And
except this month.
Not this month. Yeah, when you know it. But we have great presenters, and please join us, because this is an opportunity. If you are dealing with a loved one or something in your own life, these little workshops are great because they're very specifically oriented to an issue, a condition in the body. So please join us.
And if you have a personal issue that you'd like us to answer, work with you, send us an email, office@justtouch.com, and we'll get right back to you. It's easy for us to teach this on the internet, through a phone. We can Zoom with you. We're really here to be of service. We have enough practitioners that can get together with you personally. So if we haven't answered your question on how to help yourself or a loved one, please get hold of us. So we just love sharing BioTouch. That's all there is to it. So thank you, Bev. This has been a fun little talk again. There goes 20 minutes. Woo!
I know. Wow. Thank you, Paul. And thanks, Michelle, for being with us today.
She said thanks. All right. We'll see you all next week.
Yes. Have a great week.
I can feel the pain in sunshine or rain, so it's not caused by the weather, but it doesn't hurt that much after I feel your loving touch and we spend some time together. You take my pain away each and every day. You're an angel from heaven on high. Your butterfly touch helps me heal so much, and I get better as time goes by. You take my pain